I'm breaking the fourth wall.
What up, everybody? It's John Escudero, aka Johnny Dirtsheet, and I'm here with my boy Tyler, the pro wrestling hipster. Say what's up,
hey,
to everybody.
How you guys doing today?
They're doing pretty good, I hope. Anyway, if you're not, leave it in the chat. Let us know. We'll like to talk
to improve it. Yeah, we want to make everyone leave smiling and feeling better than they did when we began the show.
Well, we try to end the show on a good note, unlike
the show,
unlike the pay-per-view. I just got a video across my desk from a post-show reaction. Those fans are pissed.
Yeah.
That's fucking
bullshit
brutal.
Indeed. Bullshit indeed, as they say.
Why are they booing Samantha?
Like, that's just
what
brutal.
The fuck did she do?
She did nothing to no one ever. Wow, yeah. Well, I mean, they're understandably unhappy. Yeah, folks, if you haven't already ascertained, if you didn't see the show and you're just tuning in, Drew McIntyre did not win the World's Heavyweight Championship tonight. Damian Priest did retain. And yeah, the crowd not happy one bit. I gotta say, I can't say I hated the finish as much as you hated the finish the other time around. But I wasn't a fan of it. I feel like Drew McIntyre, like, did he piss somebody off? Because like I get involving CM Punk and keeping that feud going, but I don't know if this was the way to do it. I don't know if this was the crowd to do this particular finish in front of, but it wasn't good. It just felt mean, which is a
mean-spirited a little bit.
Yeah,
I think I can agree with that, but part of me, like, I get was kind of the predictable. It was the way to go. I don't know if it was the way to go. Like, I guess I don't know if I wanted the world title in the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud. And as I say that, I'm gonna bring in our boy Mac. He's actually at work, but he's got an hour. He wants to talk about Clash of the Castle. Hello, Mac.
Hey, Tyler, what's up, buddy?
Doing pretty good, man. How you been?
Hello, John. Nice to see you, and not just your avatar.
Hello. I like to bless the pay-per-view events with my face. No, but yeah. So I'm okay with this. Like, part of my emotions just going into the match, and it's the hometown, and he had a special entrance, and everyone was so fucking hyped for him. Like, the crowd was so sick for Drew McIntyre, and I'm like excited for that. Part of me wanted to see that driven all the way to its fucking destination, but logically, I didn't want the fucking world title in the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud, so I'm okay with Damian Priest here. I also want kind of a situation going into SummerSlam where Gunther's definitely going to win.
That is a really good point. That is a really good point.
I mean, not to say that he wouldn't have beaten Drew, but I don't know if I would have wanted him to beat Drew McIntyre 2 months after he won the world title, after waiting all this time for him to finally get it. And I would not, and I actually think keeping Drew away from Gunther right now sets it up so that later on a babyface Drew McIntyre can actually be the one to possibly take down Gunther and then finally get his world title shot. You can do it at Clash of the Castle next year. They're both they're both from over there, or that side of the world. But anyway, that's just
the pond, as they say.
The side of the pond, exactly, big ass pond. But that's just my kind of thoughts on being okay with this finish, even though I know it's like it wasn't emotionally good. And also, when Isla Dawn and Alba Fyre won the tag team championships, I said for sure, no, Drew McIntyre.
In my notes, wrote that in my notes right there. As soon as Fyre and Dawn won, it was 100% obvious Drew was.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But like the match itself, I thought was great. Like, I thought they worked a really good match. This is probably Damian Priest's best match as World Heavyweight Champion. He was actually believable here. That spot with his ankle getting caught going over the top rope, if that wasn't
insane.
Do you think that was on purpose?
I can't. I took a screenshot, right? Because I thought the screenshot provided the possibility, but this isn't it. I think
John, he said at the press conference that his ankle feels like trash and he's going to get it checked out this week.
Ooh.
I think he definitely slipped, and they decided right there and then, like, they're gonna try to, Drew would do what he did, and then we'll work on it, because the way he was selling wasn't like selling. It was
more worry, like more concern.
Yeah, it was like, oh, and I mean, if it's a performance, fuck yeah, hands up, like fucking applause to Damian Priest, because it legitimately felt like he was trying to perform with a broken ankle or injured ankle at least. It couldn't. I feel like if it was a spot, honestly, that's risky as fuck.
Yeah,
because, that's scary shit. I thought he was gonna tear his leg. I screamed. Yeah. I screamed.
Hey, John, I had to go and do something for work, but did Drew target the ankle after that, or did he stay away from it?
No, he didn't target it. Like, he just attacked him. He just wrestled him, and it was honestly a pretty good match. They had a pretty decent, pretty good, like Tyler said, probably Priest's best match as champion so far. They both went out there. They had the big man match. Damian Priest was definitely keeping off of his ankle at all possible points.
He made it a point. Someone said, how's your ankle? He said it feels like trash.
Him and Drew had a lengthy little back and forth at the end of the match. They were kind of talking. Usually you'll see somebody and they'll be like, thank you, and they get the fuck out of there. But they were like talking, and I was like, oh shit. I'm hoping he's not like, bro, I think I broke my fucking ankle.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, that'd be that. God, it just obviously would be bad for a bunch of reasons, but like, you'd hate to see that happen. So hopefully everything's all right. But I'm sure we'll know a little bit more come Monday, if not tomorrow. But because I'm sure that's something you want to get checked out now. You're not going to waste any time with that. They're probably looking at it as we're speaking. But
do you remember? A couple of years ago? Well, not a couple of years ago. It's 10 now. When Bryan Danielson had to relinquish the titles, and then they made the Money in the Bank ladder match for the title. So, worst case scenario, Priest is hurt, has to give up the title. Just make the Money in the Bank ladder match for the fucking title.
Yeah, that's definitely the easy way to go, and it adds a little more gravitas to the match, as well as but I don't want to see it go that way.
No, I don't either. That's why I preface it by saying, worst case scenario,
But
that is a way out if that's the way they have to go.
Yeah,
that would still be satisfying. Like, if you have to go,
it'd just be the fail safe. It's not like they're gonna panic,
Yeah,
for sure. And I mean, what would you probably go with, like Finn Balor or something, just to keep the Judgment Day aspect of it going, so you don't have to pivot too hard.
I mean, you could also go with Jey Uso. He seems like a 1 month or a month and a half champion.
It could be the summer champ. Yeah.
There's a report that Jey Uso is like favored to win the Money in the Bank, and based on how they've booked him the past couple months, like, he's been kind of low key, and that's kind of how they book Money in the Bank winners headed into it. So I'm like, oh shoot, look, hey, we've got another guest. Wow,
what up?
Our boy
CJ, holy shit.
Welcome myself to the stream. I had so just for some background, I have a work trip that I'm taking off on tomorrow, so most of my stuff is packed up, but I dug out the microphone and had a bit of time, so I'm looking forward to talking more about Clash at the Castle.
You got us right at the main event. We're still talking. We haven't even started talking about.
Bro, we just started.
We haven't even talked about CM Punk yet.
Oh man, I haven't seen all of the main event, but I saw the screenshot of Punk, holding up the two fingers. Like, I love the story that they're telling with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Like, I knew that this wasn't going to, as far as title changing hands, I knew Drew wasn't going to win because they're not gonna give up on this story with Punk yet. So I'm glad that he's still keeping it up even though he's injured, and this is just the next logical step in the process where he keeps screwing Drew McIntyre out of the title at every turn. It's fantastic.
I dig it.
John, did you see the video that WWE just put up on their Instagram of Punk panicking backstage looking for a shirt? He went up to Jessica Carr and was like, "Give me your shirt." She's like, "I'm not giving you my shirt." He goes, "Well, give me a shirt." And she tosses the shirt. And she goes, "That's my backup. You better give me that back." He goes, "Yeah, I'll be right back."
Oh, that's great. They gave a storyline where he got a referee shirt. That's excellent because that I actually love that. Because I'm like,
he's putting it on. And he's in gorilla position. You see him go out towards the ring. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that's great.
the first thing I'm thinking of is like, how did he get that damn shirt? So
She gave it to him. Yeah, he was trying to like rip the shirt off of her. He's like, "Take off your shirt." She's like, "I'm not taking off my shirt."
He's a horrible person. I'm telling you.
HR is going to get home again.
Can we talk about the camera work on that too? It was great.
Oh yeah.
They shot him from behind, and my son saw him. Like my son saw it as Punk from the far angle because we have such a big TV. He was like, "That's CM Punk." And I was like, "What?"
I was watching it on my iPad. I had no idea.
Yeah.
He slides in, and it's from the back of the head. And knowing that, because he said it's CM Punk, I was like, "Look at that slick haircut. That is that slimy snake."
Yeah, that's that. I just turned heel on the Rock 2012 GTS Punk hair.
Apparently, Triple H said on the post show that he basically was trying to get this version of Phil out of Punk back in the day. And it just wasn't taken well and created animosity.
God, that is
what the fuck? He said that?
Retcon like an MFer. Jeez.
From a Triple H standpoint, like as a competitor, I thought maybe, but no, that's definitely not Vince's case. Like he didn't care about any version of CM Punk. So I don't buy this whole story as a whole, but I can maybe see it a little bit.
What is this version of Punk? Like what is he
injured? He didn't want him there in 2012.
No, I got this. I'm gonna fucking inspire him. I'm gonna steamroll the middle of the hottest storyline he's ever been in his life. I'm gonna pin the shit out of him, and we're never gonna address it again. How do you think that'll fucking work? I don't get the best version of CM Punk out. I promise. Shut the fuck up. And you know what? CM Punk is sitting right there, sucking that fucking. It's fine. It's fine.
Eating the muffins. Eating his muffins.
Eating his muffin.
Eating his muffins. Real funny. Muffins. Cry me a river.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Wasn't he like eating a birthday cake or something at that?
I think he actually did show up to this press conference with baked goods, like as reference to like the other press conference. And all that being said, do you guys obviously because this is Scotland and because it's Drew McIntyre's hometown, CM Punk is kind of like the heel in this situation?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But do we see that carrying forward, or no? CM Punk's going to stay as babyface, and McIntyre will.
No, I mean, they've already. I mean, look, the past couple of weeks on Raw, like Drew's been getting cheered. He's been slapping people's hands. He's kind of been in that tweener thing. It's like when he wants to be a heel, he'll be a heel, and the crowd will boo him. But they also have an understanding that if he's going up against somebody like Priest, like, oh yeah, we'll boo him. Obviously, the American crowds are going to boo him against CM Punk, but if he goes up against somebody like Gunther, he might actually like be the face again. He switches back and forth.
I mean, they with this, like, I agree that like Punk's probably still going to get cheered pretty much everywhere but Scotland. But from a logical standpoint, Punk is the heel now. Like, John, you had said this, when we were chatting in our pre-production meeting, like, he already got his revenge on Drew. This was beyond the pale. This is over the line.
Yeah, shot him twice.
Yeah, but has Drew really said anything about Punk in the lead up to this match with Priest? Like, he's pretty much like stayed away from him.
A little bit, but the crowd will mention like CM Punk, and then Drew will be like, "Yeah, he's a fucking loser," or like.
I think that on purpose, though, like not
he
referencing
looks
CM
pissed.
Punk.
That's an angry Punk right there.
Muffins.
Oh my God.
He looks like he's about ready to punch someone backstage.
Yeah.
He looks like he
Nobody's
doesn't believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh Jesus.
Hey, too far, man.
How you doing, Gene? John. It's pronounced John. I'm right. John King.
John.
How you doing, John
Henry.
King?
I think that it really brings to like the Brett and Sean rivalry back in the day, where in the US Brett would get booed, but then they go up to Canada and Brett's the hometown hero. So I wouldn't look too much past that as far as face heel alignment. I think this is going to be the thing that really pushes Drew back into like the full heel category, so that Punk can stay the face, and Drew is just going to go savage on Punk for costing him the title again.
I hope so. I hope he turns into an animal. I hope he flips the fuck out.
Punk said at the press conference that he's skipping this Monday Raw, and then he's going to go to the doctor on Tuesday, and then he'll be at SmackDown on Friday, which is crazy because he's a Raw superstar, and we just had the draft less than fucking 2 months ago.
What the fuck is that, though? What does it mean? Like, why?
Yeah, again,
he goes,
skipping out
said,
on Raw.
He said, "Will you be on Raw on Monday?" He goes, "Well, I'm going to the doctor on Tuesday, so I'm going to skip Raw." He goes, "But I'll be on SmackDown on Friday with hopefully some good news." That's what he said.
That's heel shit. That's heel shit.
This guy's an asshole.
SmackDown in Chicago?
He was.
Is it?
Well, it's like that's the question. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I mean, it could be. I have zero clue where. SmackDown is.
George
That's a good
just
question.
Posted in the comments.
Look. Hold on.
SmackDown is in Chicago.
SmackDown is in Chicago, so this is what
that
we're
makes
doing.
a little more sense, but it's still like he's running from Drew McIntyre, which is not a face move. It was the same thing on Raw a few weeks ago when he was like one step ahead of Drew, and it's like, I'm up in the skybox. Now I'm in the ring. Now I'm in my car. Like, that's not something a baby face does. That's chicken heel stuff.
This guy's a douchebag.
Tyler, do you remember when he went to the skybox and there was the autographed picture of CM Punk and he kind of like crushed it in his hand a little bit?
Yeah.
There was a photo that he took walking back down from the mezzanine level, and he had the CM Punk autograph tucked in his trunk, so he kept it.
That's really, really suggestive. I wanted to address what George was saying here, where he says, I love my Boricua brethren, but it's obvious that Sami, Drew, Punk, Gunther, and maybe even Jay are all more over than Damien Priest. You do something about this, or is Damien Priest a means to an end? Damien Priest can't lose. That's kind of what his advantage is right now. He's the guy who can definitely go down to whoever it is that they want to be the next big champion.
Raw is in Corpus Christi, Texas.
It's like why do we still run this place?
Punk took a look at the schedule and said, "Yeah, fuck that. I'm going home."
Same. I actually understand. I understand why he didn't want to go now.
Yeah. I'll fly to Alabama, see Dr. Andrews, and then I'm going the fuck home.
Nothing against Texas, but Corpus Christi fucking sucks as a wrestling crowd, unfortunately.
Speaking of wrestling crowds, though, like this Scotland crowd was pretty fire between last night and today.
Oh yeah.
They were great. They kept the streak going. Those international crowds doing what they do. People said, I saw international audience members saying, like, why can't America be like this? And part of me gets it. Like, I get what you're saying. But also, they just always run America. Oh, like, they always run these towns. They take it for granted. You go into these places that never get pay-per-views. Like, they're going nuts. I'm enjoying this streak of great crowds because eventually it's going to end, unfortunately. Yeah. It just is what it is, the nature of things. But for now, this shit is awesome.
And it's really elevating.
I wish I had a translate feature, brother, but I appreciate your participation.
It's really helped elevate the feeling of the B shows.
Yeah.
You know, like it really has, like, it's made them feel more important just by proxy of the audience being so hot at all of these shows and singing and you know, chanting pub songs and stuff that I've never heard before, and I'm trying to ascertain what they're saying through the accent, and it's a good time though. It's a good time.
This crowd in particular, they were funny because they were singing the Cody theme and their accent made them be like one beat behind. It was like great. I love things like that. That's why I like when they go to Puerto Rico and they count in Spanish. I love shit like that. But yeah, good point, CJ. Great crowd. And what do you guys see this CM Punk Drew McIntyre thing? What's the next chapter on this?
SummerSlam?
SummerSlam.
Yeah,
SummerSlam.
Definitely cleared.
Definitely SummerSlam.
Sure.
What?
Yeah.
So
Could you guys see Drew getting into the Money in the Bank and Punk screwing him again? In Money in the Bank?
and again, at that point, it's like you're 2 steps too far at this point, Phil. Like,
asshole. It's complete asshole, absolute douchebag. But yeah,
dude, but Phil is just owed a beating. Like, I love Phil. No, I don't love Phil. I mean, I love and hate him.
you
But dude,
love him.
if when Drew gets a hold of him and beats him down, he's gonna fucking. It's gonna be so satisfying. It's gonna be so damn satisfying. He might come. Oh Jesus! Corey Graves disapproves.
Oh, disapproving Corey Graves.
Yeah.
So that was the.
You're gonna get a lot of mileage out of that picture, John.
That's great. That was the end of WWE Clash of the Castle. When we cut back to the beginning.
Oh, by the way, 20 minutes. Match went 20 minutes. Sorry, I don't think I said the
20
match
minutes.
time. Yeah,
No,
I
you
always
did
forget the
not.
match times in there. Yeah, sorry, 20 minutes.
That's a good
Tyler.
time for a main event.
Take us back to the beginning of the show. What the hell happened up there? That was awesome.
At the top of the show?
At the top of the
At the
show,
top of the
our
show, why-
opening match.
Why tonight? Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles for the WWE Undisputed title. So glad they changed the name to that.
That's awesome.
And an I Quit match, which I thought was an interesting choice to start the show. But, you know, WWE has a long... Oh, goodness. I'm sorry.
I can't. I
now
still can't
in,
believe they did that.
Yeah, now
great.
in witness protection. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, I am first name, last name.
My son pointed out that was probably for Isla Dawn and Alba Fyre, and I was like, "Shit, you're absolutely right." I didn't notice it was women's tag champions. I just saw a talent name. That's great.
Talent name.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a talent name taking on AJ Styles in an I Quit match. You know, this was an interesting way to start the show. Obviously, big way to start the show. WWE does have a history of putting one of the world championships at the Open, and obviously you had to have Drew to close the show tonight, so they went with this to open the show. I thought this was a pretty solid I Quit match. Cody picks up the win here in 28 minutes and just a little bit of change. Pretty long time for an opening match. But John, what did you guys think of the opening bout for the formerly Universal, now Undisputed Championship?
Man, there's a lot of unique stuff going on in this match. I've never even seen this room where the international announcers do their announcing. I wanted him to put someone through one of these announce tables just for the sake of it. just because we've never done it before. Like,
oh shit! A new announce table.
a whole fucking room of announce tables that have always been there, we've never seen. But yeah, no. But there's the obvious stuff like Cody bleeding, which I thought it was hard way, but they cut away to AJ arguing with Cody's mom long enough for Cody to come up there, bust it open. I was like, Cody got to do the blade. He lived the dream.
Yeah,
he lived the dream.
Right above the eyebrow, baby.
Beautiful, great for him. AJ and his mom getting into it was great stuff. I really, really enjoyed this match.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And AJ got the shit slapped out of him by Cody's mom.
Oh, yeah, when he came back to where she was with the chair, I genuinely thought that AJ was at least gonna like take a soft swing her direction, but like this match was fantastic.
Take out. I thought they were gonna hold her hostage or something. Why didn't he bring his friends? Where were Luke Gallows
Dude,
and Anderson?
If he had swung that chair and took out Cody's mom, he completed the trilogy. He took out Dusty, Cody, and the mom.
Oh, man.
That's great.
Finish the story, AJ. Finish the story.
He almost did.
Anyway, great, just a great wrestling match. I had a lot of fun with this, and of course, the blood took me by surprise. I was like, "Oh shit, we're bleeding, baby, let's go!" It
took me by surprise the most was that spot where AJ's got the chain wrapped around his arm and he goes to hit the phenomenal forearm. Cody throws the chair, hits AJ, knocks him off the rope through a table.
Oh, that's right.
Primo spot. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Knocked the Sonic rings out of that man. Yes, he did. AJ sold the shit out of it. He gets hit with a chair, and he turns around and does a whole ass dive. It's like he's a Shawn Michaels fucking Hulk Hogan cell. He is great.
Did you see when he took out the bag that looked like it had thumbtacks, and he took out the handcuffs, and everybody was like, "Ah, shit."
He said out loud, "I know what you're thinking, but this is even better." And then he takes out the handcuffs, and the audience started chanting "kinky bastard" at him. It's great. It's excellent. Excellent.
Oh man, that needs to be on a t-shirt. The
Finish
kinky
was
bastard AJ Styles.
What's up?
What do we think about after the match where, like the finish, Cody swinging, oh shit, what was he, like AJ was handcuffed to the ropes and he goes to hit him with the stairs. Yeah, and then that's where he quits. Is him cowering in the corner, and then Cody hits him with the stairs anyways. And then after the match, once he makes his way back up the ramp, out comes Solo Sikoa and the rest of the bloodline, and they start beating on the champ. Cody's eventually saved by Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, but is this like they're actually starting to reintegrate Cody and the Bloodline's feud again, or is this going to be just a stopgap before we get to SummerSlam?
It's definitely
that picture has gotten so much mileage. I love it.
It's definitely the beginning of the Cody Randy feud. As even without that screenshot, once Randy came out to get involved with Cody at all, I was like, okay, there's the opening. We're here. This is it. That man's getting an RKO sooner or later. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're right. Headed into SummerSlam is what makes the most sense. Cody versus Solo Sikoa at Money in the Bank, right? That's kind of what this looks like.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the meme? Did you guys see the meme with Cody with Randy staring at the girl's tits and the title side by side?
Oh, you weren't looking. I just did that.
Oh, did you? Okay. Sorry. I got to keep my head on a swivel while I'm at work, John. Sorry.
Keep swiveling. No,
if I hear a train, I got to go.
But yeah, Cody versus Solo. What are we thinking about that direction? Is that a match you guys want to see?
No.
No.
Fuck no. No. I don't want Cody. Listen, this
Look at him trying to be sneaky.
Store bloodline. This dollar store bloodline, man. I'm not feeling Solo Sikoa, who up until WrestleMania was like 1-37. So what does he have any business?
But that's what I mean.
Title shot.
That's kind of like, that's what I was saying before, where it's like, you're supposed to feel that way, right? This is what we're doing on purpose. Like, he's wearing a jacket that's too big for him, you know, like, and even now
wearing his dad's jacket,
you know, exactly. And he's coming up here and he's challenging for a title he has no business challenging for, because, you know, this is just kind of the way the story goes. But I feel more bad for like the people of Toronto who paid for a main event WWE Championship match, but I guess because it's Money in the Bank, you can get away with.
You're paying for the ladder match.
Paying for the ladder match.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, John and I talked about this last night. If you look at the SmackDown roster, there's not really a lot of heels outside of the Bloodline that aren't already in these feuds. I mean, I know you have Waller and you have Theory, but literally the only other heels that you have are.
Don't tell me what to do, Curvin.
Tyler, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, you know.
Yeah, it is, and like you said, Mac, like it's this is a real watered down bloodline. Like, I don't even want to call them bloodline at this point. Like, they're just components of blood. They're plasma. It's just the plasma. It's the plasma line.
Plasma line.
It's the plasma line.
That's great.
Like, you're going to get paid for it. You can donate it more, but like it's not as good. It's not as whole.
Yeah, I just don't. I just have no interest in seeing a paint by numbers Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa match because you know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You imagine there will be some interference from the bloodline, gets fought off. Cody hits 17 crossroads because that move doesn't seem to work. It's like I think it's gonna need a new finish.
Cody gets rescued by Owens, and then when they're leaving, he gets RKO'd by Randy.
I think even Roman. WrestleMania, Roman does the crossroads and it doesn't work, and he's like, "I knew that shit didn't work." He's in his ass, and Cody in his whole title reign has just been like hitting 6 of them because that shit just doesn't work by itself. Cody. I gotta do something else. But yeah, so
he always has to hit like 3 in succession.
Yeah, Chris did call it. CM Punk got involved at the end there, but somebody did mention what was in the water at Clash at the Castle tonight. There was a lot of shit going on. There was a lot of
that clip from the women's tag team match where Jade got the hot tag, comes over the top rope, and just falls right on her face. Like that's
funny on Power Rangers.
That was rough, but it was rough because we're gonna get into it. I think now is that the match? Is that the next match?
That's a great segue into the next match on the card.
That's that fucking broadcast experience.
Everybody's sounding like a robot.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll never catch up. Uh-oh, Max dying. He's losing service. But yeah, we get into that next match, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn win the tag team championships pretty much out of nowhere.
Yeah,
honestly, shockingly.
And
but yeah, they came out there, and I was like kind of sad for them because the crowd was there, but they were like more happy to see Jade. And I was like, fuck, that's fucked up. Jade and Bianca. But 12 minutes, like you said, and the match actually wasn't bad up until Jade trips and falls over the rope, and then the whole thing fell apart.
She really seemed to have a hard time recovering from that. Like, I don't know if it just shook her confidence, but like, was she supposed to tap out, or was that just her being like, again?
She was trying to tell Shayna to loosen up, and I
shouldn't laugh.
It's fucked up, right? Because if you see it, she's trying to tell her loosen up, and afterwards she realized she was tapping out, so she's trying to tell her by like knocking on her arm, like help.
Help! Any different? It's still tapping out.
She's like,
can I just say something?
Yeah, generally this is too tight. Let go. That's giving up. That's generally the kind of. I can't breathe, Shayna. Like, yeah. Bitch, come on, let me go.
Oh, we lost Mac.
We lost Mac.
He did say he was having trouble hearing us. Isla Dawn is an underrated baddie. Underrated. If they're underrating Isla Dawn, they're not paying attention. I did think, I'm not gonna assume anything about her personal life, but I thought it was fucking hilarious that they were probably asked to like submit photos for the video package, and all of Alba Fyre's pictures, she's like with her husband or her boyfriend or whatever, and Isla Dawn's got like the dog, she and her family by herself. And I was like, we get it, you're single. Like,
well, I mean, that's like their segment backstage one day with Nick Aldis. Like, it looked like she was flirting with him. Alba Fyre literally had to carry her out of the situation.
Oh no, but they did. That's when her and Mickie James were doing the back and forth on Twitter, right? And it got all steamy.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right. Oh fuck, Mac is like trying to pull through a portal and help.
I know, like we were talking about on Monday with how quickly the match between Shayna and Zoey versus Alba and Isla ended up on Monday. This, the fact that they're now women's tag team champions, like you said, it came out of nowhere. Is this the right call, or is this a mistake?
It made it feel it made that decision on Monday worse. like how then absolute why? Why did you do that to them then?
I felt like this was the let the Scottish crowd have a really good feel good moment. You know, I don't think they're going to hold these titles for very long. I unless management is really concerned about Jade after that, I suspect these belts are going right back on Bianca and Cargill probably this week.
Yeah, it'll be fast. It just happens at the airport. We turn on Raw and they're giving us the update of when it happened. So we've got new champions. It happened in the middle of the night last night. But yeah, it was like, you know, that news came out about the horrible loss in Alba Fyre's personal life, and that made me it was like, did they not know? Like maybe they just found out too and they were like, oh fuck, like I'm sorry. I'm so sorry we buried you on Monday. It is the absolute opposite end of the spectrum. Hope it helps. But it was a feel-good moment for her and for Scotland. So I'm happy for them. It was just like, you know, it felt like weird. And then Jade and Bianca kind of get an anticlimactic end to that title reign that started with a really big moment at WrestleMania. And then to end on all those botches and shit. Like, fuck. It was rough. What did y'all think, though?
Man,
Beyond the botches at the end, it was solid.
We got Mac in and out. We also got.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. That was weird. This was like a fucking. I was like, why wouldn't they call the police? Like, if this ever showed on my screen, like without my permission, and they hacked it and said that, like, I would evacuate the building. What the fuck?
I just want to say,
coming. Oh fuck! It knows where I live too.
Fucking horrifying. Why did they do that?
Going back to Jade, like, I don't know, man. I just, like, when people talk about Jade, they were saying, oh, AEW doesn't have a performance center. She's not going to get better. You can't just throw her out there. And then she goes to the performance center for 6 months and she comes back in WWE and she's just not better. Like, when do people just stop blaming? When do people stop blaming the PC and AEW and just go, well, she's just not that good?
Now I'll shut that conversation down today. Because essentially it's not like it's not like you've seen Jade make that kind of mistake all the time. We're seeing it. Unfortunately, we're seeing her develop on TV in front of our eyes all the way through. So we're watching every single growing pain happen. And taking her off TV for that long, at this point in her development, it made her regress a little bit. That's just kind of natural, though. As long as they don't give up on her for something like that, she'll be fine.
Do you think part of it's the pressure of being in WWE too, as opposed to the pressure of being in AEW? Like, she did have a hell of a run in AEW. She was the first TBS champion. That in itself came with a lot of pressure. But then to be touted as such a huge star as soon as you sign with WWE right out the gate, it feels like there's definitely pressure, at least from the company, for her to be a success. So I don't know if it's maybe she's just not handling the pressure well, and that's affecting her in-ring ability a bit.
I can see that. I think a little bit of it is the pressure. I'm sure that like tonight when she botched, you kind of saw like the fucking gears turning, like, oh god, like I fucked up and I can't recover. And again, this is not very different from what she was in AEW, unfortunately. I don't want to say it's the kind of performances they were asking of her compared to what they're doing here. There's a little more produced nature to this stuff than they were doing in AEW, where like you go out there and she's learning how to wrestle with people and they're calling it on the fly and shit. And if you fuck something up, we were kind of already calling it on the fly, right? So we'll call something else. And over here, it's like, if I fuck something up, we have a specific thing we're supposed to do next. And I'm like, how do I get back to this thing without, figuring it out? And I'm in front of fucking 80,000 people and now I'm dying. It's literally being in WWE and the nature of how they do things that can add more pressure to what Jade's doing. Because it's not like her like she does all the wrestling things fine. It's just there's times where a big thing happens or a mess up happens and she can't recover. And I mean, she's only been wrestling for what, 4 years?
Well,
now?
And that's something you learn over time is that recovery. Yeah. You're going to make mistakes out there. That's the nature of the beast when you're doing any sort of live performance art, and learning to come back from those mistakes. Cool. It's something that you learn over time, and that's something that you honestly, people say, well, you learn from your mistakes. That's something you can only learn from making those mistakes. You can prepare for as many things as you can think you can prepare for, but in that moment, in that second, it takes time to learn that.
Poor Shayna though. Shayna got kicked in like the spine like 3 times. Bianca does a 450 splash off the top rope and just knees Shayna right in the fucking spine. Afterwards, Jade goes to do like a power bomb, but he's like slips into a big boot and like falls on her ass, and like Shayna gets hurt again. And it's like she's probably the one with the with the most real wrestling, like not the most wrestling experience, but especially not in this match, because I think Shayna only started like 6, 7, 8 years ago. I think people like Kayla Ray have been wrestling for a little bit longer, but she felt like she was carrying babies around and getting hurt for it. But George says it's a double-edged sword. You only get better at recovering from botches after a lot of ring time and botching. She may not be ready, but less ring time isn't going to help. They just don't want to expose her like Regal did to Goldberg. Just don't put her in there with fucking somebody who's going to twist her into a pretzel then. That's for sure. Without her permission. CJ, they are calling you out.
Okay, so like I said,
I'll back the hell off.
Yeah, like I literally
it's not like
have
you're having a bad hair day, CJ. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, I absolutely. My hair is just everywhere today. No, like my camera's packed up, and the Wi-Fi here isn't the best. So even if I did dig out my camera and connect it, it'd probably be all laggy and fucking 720p. So no, I'm not digging it out for that. And now I'm definitely not digging it out because you're trying to get me to.
A man in a mask has something to hide, CJ.
I'm not wearing a mask. I just don't have a I'm not even like hiding my face. My face is in my picture. That's what I look like. I'm not hiding anything.
Actual footage of CJ right now.
I actually do have a Rey Mysterio mask that I picked up from a family vacation when I was in Mexico. I don't know where it is right now, but maybe when I come back from my work trip, I'll throw it on for a stream one time.
First of all, yes, absolutely. Second, I need a Rey Mysterio mask. I have a lot of collectibles, and I don't have a Rey Mysterio mask. That's interesting.
PJ, you do a stream in your Rey mask. I'll wear my El Generico mask.
There we go. I have a Dark Order mask.
Too.
Halloween's a Thursday this year, so that's Impact stream. Damn. I was gonna be like, if we line it up with like a Halloween stream, then perfect. How about Halloween week? We'll wear our masks.
There we go.
Halloween week, perfect. I'll probably be wearing something else.
That'll be fun. Jack on one screen.
I need an El Generico mask. But speaking of El Generico, we had Sami Zayn defeating Chad Gable in a.
What does El Generico have to do with it?
They're pretty sure they're related, even though they don't say it.
Yeah, like entirely different people, though. So.
all they share in common is a exact time of birth, a height, a weight, hair
skin
color, skin color, in-ring style.
Yeah.
But like El Generico can barely speak English. Sammy's English is very, very good.
That's very true. I actually agree with you. But actually, they went out there as Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, and I thought they had a fucking excellent wrestling match. It was sprinkled in with all types of drama from what's probably my favorite ongoing WWE storyline right now. At one point, Chad Gable distracts the ref so Maxine can knock fucking Sami with the title, and she doesn't do it. He gets in her face. Otis isn't with that shit. Of course, he does back off, and he is asked to attack Sami again. Get out of here, Chelsea. And he doesn't. Fucking Chad Gable ends up taking out Maxine by her bad ankle, and Otis just carries her, gets the fuck out of there. The distraction allows Sami to retain. People are furious. It was like, I posted it and I saw all angry reactions. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, they and Chad just resigned, right? Isn't that the word on the street there?
He did just resign. He announced it himself. He did. He said that was a good match. Excellent, not even close. Stop be biased. I don't think you know who I am, do you? I said it was a fucking good match, and I thought it was a fucking good match, motherfucker.
And it was.
Anytime you're talking about Dynamite, you're an AEW mark. Anytime you're talking good things about WWE or a corporate show, you're coming and you get it coming and going. But this match was fantastic. Props to Chad Gable for having such a genuinely a heel character that you just get on board with hating so easily. And not even in the Dominic Mysterio way where it's fun to hate on Dominic. We hate Gable because he is just such an evil piece of shit. And you know that I thought it was going to happen today, but when it does end up happening that Otis is done with his shit and just drops him, that place is going to erupt. Yeah. I don't care what arena you're in. It's not going to have a roof afterward.
They will go banana for sure.
I'm worried they're waiting too long. They keep coming back because they keep doing the same thing. That's my problem with it. It's one thing if it takes too long, but we've got different shit going on, but it's the same exact fucking spot. Otis.
I think
they just did on Monday.
Yeah,
I think it's Monday. I think they're just holding it for TV. I think they know that the audience for PLE is going to be big, but the Raw audience is going to be bigger. I look forward to happen. Yeah, because I agree with you, John. They've drug it out a little bit longer than they've needed to. But Chad's doing a great job being despicable. CJ, you're right. He's just genuinely easy to despise right now. And I love Chad Gable, but he's such a mean bully. I don't have another way to say it. This, we've talked about this before on air. This is a storyline about an abusive relationship. That is what this is.
Yep.
And they have done it in such a well-crafted, nuanced way. It's great. It's a really important story, and they're doing a really good job with it. And it's going well. And for that reason, I don't want them to keep it going artificially long. I don't really know what the exact next step is here other than Otis just shellacking Chad Gable. But I'd look for it to happen maybe even as soon as Monday night.
I need him to keep Maxine as his valet. That's my most important thing. I keep saying.
Keep her out of the ring?
Keep her with him. When it does keep her out of the ring. Right. Yes. But also, just because Otis works best as this protector character, it's fucking great, and it gives him an easy motivation thing when you want to flip. He wants to flip a switch. Someone threatens Maxine or some shit, and he comes out there and he kills them, and then he can go back to being happy and cool. Otis, yeah. She keeps him calm. She pets his head, and fucking somebody fucks with him. And you let the dog loose. It's a really cool thing.
Even referenced Mandy Monday night.
They did. I missed that.
He was when he was talking about Sami was asking why he stays with Chad, and he brought up, he's I had everything at one point. He's I had the Money in the Bank briefcase, but he's I lost it all. I lost the briefcase. I lost my peach.
Oh fuck!
And Chad was there for me, and that's kind of
That's actually really sad.
Done a great job with this. Yeah, it is sad.
He did lose his peach. Oh, I really want him to stay with Maxine now. They should definitely. That'd be cool because it gives Maxine something too. She gets a thing. She got Otis.
She's good at this. She's good at the ringside manager role. She like her facial expressions are good. Her look of concern, like she's good at like, you know, getting a crowd pumped. She's way better at that than she is at wrestling. And there is no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with that. This is a role she's suited for, and they should really, you know, push her in that role. Triple H is an old school guy. Managers need to make a full comeback anyway. There should be way more managers in valets than there are. It's a great role. It's a great, like, you know, heat generator in one way or another. Go full tilt with it.
You know why I think George says Otis is doing his best George the Animal Steel in this feud with Savage. And you know why I think he is better off than George the Animal Steel? Because George the Animal Steel was ugly as fuck. Otis is not that ugly. Like, he's a decent looking human being. You know, like, he's got a tiny little baby face. I'm sure they think that shit is cute. I'm actually don't know how the female gaze works, so I'm just kind of working off my own perception of it. Maybe George the Animal Steel's fucking hot. I don't know. But
I just real quickly, I want to apologize to the family of William James Myers. I'm sure that a lot of you are very attractive people. Okay, but
he's fucking ugly.
Most of the wrestlers from that era, like, were always portrayed as gorgeous, pretty, whatever. And then you look at them and they look like a foot.
No, that's true. They played him like, you know, like he had, you know, he was like simple, like he was easy to manipulate, and he kind of felt
get
bad
away with a
know?
lot of the vignettes they did with him back in the day.
Exactly. I think I would believe Otis and Maxine as a couple, as an item, more than I would believe George the Animal Steel with any valet. But yeah, no, I dig it. I really dig it. I can't wait to see Otis. I really want to see Otis be the star of this thing. Like, this is the best possible opportunity to make him a featured character, at least Intercontinental Champion. And to that point, Chad Gable should probably win this fucking belt so that Otis can take it from him.
Right.
And I kind of I wanted it to be now so that Gable would have had some time with the title when Otis took it. Because now it's going to end up being a thing where he kind of gets it and then gets it taken right away because he was a piece of shit. He deserves it.
Well, and I'm still kind of hoping that he ends up aligning with the Creeds at some point, but I haven't seen them on TV in a while. So I don't even know what on Monday, he was talking to Ivy Now backstage.
Right. Yeah. Just last Monday, so it's still on the menu, folks. We still gonna eat that.
So the
his interaction
level for the Cheez-It comment.
Well, and I mean, Nia Jax took it well. I don't know how Bayley took it.
I don't think Bayley responded to it at all. I don't think she took it as well. I blame her. But great lames
I
not
remember
to bring
that
attention
interaction
to that, you know?
Not being particularly good with Ivy. So
was she like ill? Did she like back off him in the background, like fuck you or something?
Well, I thought it was he was saying he was talking smack to her about Maxine, and because of their friendship, and she wasn't taking it very well either.
I only saw them face to face. I didn't get to hear what they were talking about. That makes sense.
Oh no, this was a couple weeks ago that I'm thinking.
Oh no, I'm talking about just last Monday. It was one of the background things Triple H likes doing, where they're like,
yeah, no, I'd forgotten about that.
Because and then that comes 1 week after he done the same thing with the actual Creed brothers. So I mean, I'm hoping that Brutus didn't fuck it up. And I don't think it's that. Like, it wasn't that bad. You know, it was like a childish. You know, like you get a fine at best. Like, you know, pay it off, say sorry, move on. I think it's time to do that shit already, though. Like, this Monday seems to be like a big episode of Raw. You're gonna debut possibly the Wyatt Six or Wyatt family, the Bo Dallas family, whatever the fuck they're gonna be called. And it will be a great time to do a lot of hard resetting and set some new stories in place. So I'm down.
Getting that, you know, they're gonna be. I mean, obviously, Money in the Bank is coming up, but like this is really building the build towards SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Bonnie, calm down. She's excited. She's very excited for SummerSlam.
She want to kiss.
I would be too.
Understandable. But did we have any wrestling matches after that? We have women's championship match.
By the way, 22 minutes on that match. I don't know if I said the match time or not that time again. I'm calling down.
My bad. That's my bad.
I'm gonna blame Bonnie.
I'm still in SmackDown mode. I started leading it, but Tyler's here. You're a great leader, much better than me.
Well, I'll agree that Tyler's a great leader. As far as who's better, you guys are neck and neck.
Oh, nice. I like neck.
Oh man, if that needs to be somehow the screen cap for this, just I like neck.
Not Escudero 2024.
I like neck. Oh damn! Oh hi. All the dogs are decided now that they want to like start, moving around and getting.
Sorry guys, I missed the text, and we're doing Father's Day supper, and
Nice.
I just realized it's time, so I am taking off. Love hanging out with you guys as always, and I will check in when I'm I guess Monday,
see you Monday?
when I'm settled
See
in
you
on my work
Monday.
trip. I'll be in on Monday. All right, take care, guys.
All right, safe travels, CJ.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
22 minutes on that last one, so that leaves us one more match on the card to discuss tonight. The women's title match, WWE women's title to be specific. Piper Niven getting her shot at Bayley tonight. She couldn't get it done, though. Bayley retains her championship in 14 minutes tonight. Pretty solid match. Probably the one that was most slept on, I think, going into it. But it was a good match. Start to finish, solid. Really enjoy Chelsea Green's involvement, but that kind of it goes without saying. She's the character aspect of this teaming of her and Piper Niven. But it was a lot of fun. John, what you think of the match as a women's title match, and the fun that Chelsea brings to everything she does?
I heard a lot of people. You're not the first person to say that it was kind of slept on. I had some people tell me like they didn't even think they weren't even thinking much of it going into it. But I was just that surprised me because I was very excited for this match going into the show because I remember Piper Niven still before her WWE run. Like I just remember her in Stardom. I remember I wasn't paying attention to the UK scene as close when I was watching Progress. I think that was it. But I remember seeing her matches out of context from Progress and just knowing that she's like an excellent wrestler. And I remember Bayley having just a full-on Japanese Joshi style match with Io Sky at WrestleMania. So I was like, fuck, Bayley and Piper Niven are gonna bang the shit out of this. And they did. They went out there and they got rid of Chelsea really early on.
Yeah.
So that allowed for this match to be really, a one-on-one, a real wrestling match. And of course, Chelsea does come out towards the end, but it was, I love this fucking shit. It's hilarious. She does come out. It isn't enough though.
No,
unfortunately. Just
love
think of
the choice of Rey Mysterio mask, by the way. That was like the Phantom era Rey Mysterio mask. That was
the
like
Halloween Havoc '97.
Yeah, yep. It was because I always immortalized in the. I think it was it WCW versus NWO Revenge.
Yeah,
the second one, I think. But yeah, I love that. Like, I feel like she probably just took that from Matt Cardona's personal collection. She's probably like, babe, taking this. Thanks.
It's such a specific mask that it had to come out of his collection.
Yeah.
Like,
he's probably watching the show and he's just like, oh, motherfucker. Like,
he just looks over and sees an empty mannequin head. What the fuck?
We didn't talk about this, Chelsea.
Yeah, man.
It was a great match. Like you said, two really good workers. There were some really, really believable near falls in there. Obviously, the crowd was absolutely backing Piper Niven. It was good. I think this is going to elevate Piper a little bit in the eyes of the general WWE audience that like you were saying, John, that aren't as familiar with her work outside of the company. And they had an uphill climb with her. Coming back from Dewdrop.
Dewdrop. That's a weird name that I'll never forget because the meaning that came out was wild.
What was it?
It was some. I can't actually repeat it on here.
Right. But Urban Dictionary, it, y'all. Apparently, that's what
something sexual.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That ain't even PG. That's why we can't say it.
Not PG at all.
Yeah.
But that's
not PG at all, coming out of two guys that say fuck like every 14th word. So
you can say fuck only once on a PG-13.
That's true. I learned that from Dodgeball. Fuck Chuck Norris. That's which I don't mean. Chuck, if you're out there and can sense it, that's not coming from me. That's a quote.
I actually learned that recently. It wasn't that long ago, but I didn't know this. I think they used an F-bomb in the Batman. And I was like, oh shit, how did you get away with that? But but yeah, that's WWE Clash at the Castle, and we do like to do a little thing here we call the Jobber of the Night. Jobber of the Night. Did you have a Jobber of the Night tonight, Tyler?
I did. It kind of jokingly, I'm going to say the graphics team for a pretty big botch at the top of the show with CODY RHODES. Not CODY RHODES. Talent name women's tag champ. That's look, mistakes happen. I don't want to hit him too hard for it. It's going to go that way from time to time. But damn, that's a pretty big one to screw up. Poor Cody. But the graphics team. If I'm going to say a wrestler, just because, like I said, I wasn't too hot on the finish. I really feel like they did Drew kind of dirty. If it doesn't end with him throttling CM Punk, then this did him really dirty. But like you said, they kind of booked themselves into a corner with this. They really need to keep that pelt out of the Drew McIntyre Punk feud. Drew's time as the champion, as the world champion, I'm sure that's going to come for him. But I get it, but I still think it made Drew look kind of bad, and it makes Punk look way more heel than they want him to actually look. Like I said, from a logical standpoint, he's not in the right anymore. Like, Drew McIntyre is right to feel the way he does about CM Punk, 110%. And for that reason, just kind of, I went Drew a little bit, but the graphics team was way more jobbery than Drew.
I can agree with that. I hate to do this actually, because I'm such a big fan, and I hate drawing attention to this rather than just kind of acting like it didn't happen and moving on. But
herself back into the equation and totally changed the complexion of this world.
Jobber of the Night, Jade. Damn. It was rough because it wasn't just that spot. It went on for 3 minutes after that, and then it pulled the whole match. Just pulled the thread of the whole match, and it all fell apart. And then everybody started fucking up. I think Shayna tried to kill her afterwards. Is what it was.
That's what it was. That's why she was just. Maybe it's how you slap somebody when they're in hysterics and it calms them down. She was choking her out a little. You need to calm down. It's okay. You screwed up. Chill out.
Motherfucker.
Stop tapping though. Stop tapping.
Take it. You just gotta take it.
For that, I learned this from William Regal. This is what he told me to do to people.
Be lucky I don't stretch you out. But we got following that, our megastar of the night. I gotta get rid of this little thing. There we go. Megastar of the night. My megastar of the night is probably gonna be CODY RHODES for finally convincing WWE. They let that boy get some color, man. I was happy for him. I felt I felt the same feeling I felt when he won the title. Look at him, he got it. They let him get the blade in. That was his favorite thing to do in AEW. They wouldn't let him do it here. They let him get the blade in.
Come on,
I'm
guys.
happy for him.
Let me do it. I kind of wish, at the press conference, he just sat down. He's like, well, I won the title. I bled. That's it. There's nothing left for me to do here, guys.
I am retiring.
I relinquished the championship.
That's one thing. I see Cody as champion. I'm that's a really good thing, man. I feel really good for him. I see him come out and he's got the crowd singing his name and all that shit. That's really nice. That's a good feeling when I watch Cody as champion. What about you, Tyler, though? Megastar of the night.
My
megastar
of the
day?
So,
noon, afternoon?
The day, I guess it's kind of I know, guys, I feel like a damn skunk. I've got just a stripe of, beautiful life-giving sunshine right down my face. I keep just kind of dodging back and forth on it. But so Cody was one of my mega stars. The other, I went with Fyre and Dawn just because of the wonderful reception they got tonight. I don't think they're going to hold those titles for long, but it was a really, really wonderful moment for them to get to have over there. Just again, especially, off the back of, her losing her father. And it was a really nice moment. And, like I said, you pick Cody. I like to mix it up a little bit, but it was great. And the match itself, other than that botch, was really solid, but that botch did bring it down. And hopefully Jade can bounce back and have to shake her confidence beyond tonight. But yeah, Isla and Alba Fyre, big moment.
Hell yeah.
Them, but them and Cody, I agree with everything you said about Cody too. This is a role that I don't know if anyone has been more suited for this particular WWE style role than Cody. Like, everything they wanted John Cena to be able to do and be, Cody's done it. It's not a split crowd yet. They just gotta, like I said, they've walked that line of.
It's
Cody
still
first.
early. John Cena didn't get a split crowd until his first WrestleMania defense, and Triple H undercut him the whole time. And Triple H probably caused the whole crowd split in the first place. Just another example of what Triple H did. People kind of forget. It's so funny watching everyone be like, Uncle Triple H is so cool. I'm like, did you live through like 30 years?
Ask Rob Van Dam how he felt about Triple H around 2004.
Oh gosh.
Like, they're like, all right, Rob, we're going to make you the centerpiece of Raw. Raw's going to be built around you. Wait a minute. I think I've got it. We have to wait a minute before the
I think he hurt me. I don't think he's ready.
My trachea.
But yeah, no, you still see glimpses of it too. It's like the Paul Levesque era.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's but he's tempered. Again, we say this a lot. If 20 years ago you had told me that Hunter Hearst Helmsley, with the ego he has, was going to be running this company and people were going to be happy about it and he wasn't just going to be still putting himself over, I would have said you were a liar. Also, though, he does have a pacemaker, so he can't actually wrestle anymore.
Yeah, he still involved himself as he does. I remember people were like, is he going to fight The Rock? No, that's just his ego, sweetie.
Yeah.
No. But
he wants to. He'd love for it to be him. But no, it can't be, unfortunately. And that is kind of a shame, though, that he never got that, one last actual, big retirement match.
It is a shame, but I can only imagine the pomp and circumstance that would have been around. That would have been it would have been the Triple H, the WrestleMania with the Triple H logo. Like, it would have been some wild shit. But
that's true.
If you didn't miss the show today, you just watched us because you were so kind. You can go over to Dirtsheet Radio section of comicbookclick.com and catch the results in full, written by yours truly. For sure, make sure to catch the Major Issue Show every single Thursday. Last week, we talked about Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2, the Justice League animated film. I fucking hated it. Actually, you can watch me tear it into shreds on YouTube right now. But this week, we will be covering Identity Crisis, the absolutely controversial DC story from 2006. I want to say 2007. Wow. It's been a long time. Old? It is that old.
Wow.
Brad Meltzer, the famous novel writer, takes a step into comic books to write I thought it was an excellent murder mystery involving superheroes, except for one controversial moment of that we will talk about this Thursday on Major Issues. I gotta read it again. It's been a very long time. I will be reading it this week before the show, obviously.
That's one of the ones I actually have in hardcover. I went on my way to get in hardcover when it came out.
Very nice. I'd say Brad Meltzer, man, he wrote that shit was like Law and Order on crack. It was excellent. Following that, make sure you get all your Delphin Pod shows everywhere. Delphin Pod podcasts are everywhere podcasts are found. They specialize in pop culture, cinema, Marvel, Star Wars, all that good shit. Delphin Pod podcasts. And they also have Dirtsheet Radio, the flagship in their network. So make sure to check that out. Monk.com, promo code DSR10. 10% off of your aromatherapy needs, baby. The Cold Case Project on YouTube. Finally, check that out. It belongs to Tony LaRocco. It is pretty self-explanatory. A YouTube full of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of cold case mystery solving content. Real life shit, baby. And finally, if you enjoyed us this week, there were 300 of you watching us live. It's incredible. That is a peak for us so far. We have peaked. That is, I'm gonna get a screenshot of all of us. Yay! It took it. Anyway, you all enjoyed us here tonight. You can catch us live almost every day of the week. Pretty much 6 days a week, sometimes 7. On Mondays after Raw, you got the WWE Raw post-show rewind. On Tuesdays, you got the NXT post-show rewind. Wednesdays, AEW Dynamite. Thursdays, TNA Impact. Fridays, WWE SmackDown. We get the NXT Level Up, CJ and Tyler's NXT Level Up Adventure coming soon. I think next week.
Yeah, it'll be next week. Will be the first episode. So,
and 3NT Wrestling every Sunday morning. So definitely check us out, man. If you enjoyed us here, we're always here. We are literally always here. There will always be someone here to take your hand. You're not alone, baby.
Never.
This is a fandom, a community, and we love you. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us tonight. I guess I'll do the graphics since I already said thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have
a good afternoon.
A good afternoon. Well, on the East Coast, it's almost 7 o'clock.
It is.
You guys have a good night.
Here, so I will have a good night.
I got 3:45 in the afternoon. I have a whole life ahead.